Uh, the next person is Josh Evans speaking for the Illinois Association of Rehabilitation Facilities. Josh, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm Josh Evans, as indicated with IARF, the Association of Rehabilitation Facilities. We represent non-for-profit developmental disability and behavioral health service providers across the state of Illinois. Similar in many respects to the ARC, our primary reason for being is advocacy to state and federal governments on rules, regulations, policies, and resources. Our goal being to help facilitate the best of all possible services that our members can provide to children and family in Illinois. As is mentioned, it's an honor to have been up to date, to be a part of this coalition effort with my colleagues in statewide organizations with largely shared goals towards further advancing person-centered services and supports in the state of Illinois. With respect to the objectives that have been outlined for the association for this year one and part of year two, we're focused on data vision and strategy. Our number one goal for the time remaining in the year one of the grant is to support a person-centered lifespan, a lifespan inclusive system. The coalition must first understand the full population of individuals with IDD in Illinois, which requires a comprehensive partnership-driven data strategy to unify fragmented data, prioritize equity, and build trust among agencies and stakeholders. To sort of summarize that, we know that there are multiple state agencies with different data points on children and youth in service and out of service in the education system, in the DCFS system, and then as they come over to the adult system over at DHS. And a goal has been stated by this coalition is how can we thread those data sources together so that it's understandable, so that we can analyze that data and help determine sort of what our trajectories are in the state of Illinois. As part of our effort, we have a work group here internally to the association of what I affectionately have called data nerds that understand big D and little d data and how to manage it. And our goal is to have a data strategy document that defines what data is needed, how it will be collected and used, and how partnerships will be cultivated and sustained. We've outlined a series of performance indicators and deliverables as well. Some of those indicators are engaged stakeholders, such as this conversation today, but also with our coalition partners, namely engaging and talking about this activity with various state agencies, service coordination, case management agencies, and school districts towards a formalized data vision and strategy document, and to develop some governance and ethical data protocols. The number two priority, I guess I would say, that we're working towards is to build a partnership for the data sharing beyond just this list of organizations that are part of the group today. That will involve a great deal of work, which is mostly, I would say, considerably outside of my expertise as a guy that's an advocacy background. But we're going to be working with external stakeholder partners, ideally, that can help manage and make sense of both big D and little d data. What we're going to be looking at in terms of key performance indicators are the number of organizations contributing data, the frequency of quality and partner communication and engagement, and stakeholder satisfaction, coordination, and collaboration. I think ideally where we would like to end up by the end of this grant year one is some sort of a pilot for melding together this big D and little d data into something that can be sensible and actionable. Now, one of the things that frequently occupies my mind as our work group is meeting on this is to the extent this is a big audacious goal, because every organization needs to have those big audacious goals, which is the ability to thread desperate data across different systems, get them talking to each other, making sure it's understandable. Again, as mentioned, it's no surprise that I think our state agencies within the technology they have tried to do the best they can. But I think our big audacious goal here is to try to get that data in one place so that in years two, hopefully, if we're successful, in years three, and hopefully we're successful of this grant, we can take action on the data that we're gathering so that we have an understanding of the lifespan, wants and needs of individuals in the state of Illinois, to position us to ensure services can evolve to meet changing needs. As many of you know much better than I, expectations for our loved ones have changed dramatically in the decades that many of us have been involved in services and supports. And it's appropriate that we have data that can inform policy decision making in the future. To sort of put a pin a bit on this, one of the things that I wanted to mention that I think is important is why we are working towards this data infrastructure and data warehouse. We are aware that the Division of DD is undergoing its own strategic development process in parallel, and we're certainly excited that I believe they're present on this webinar as well today, but working with the division and their efforts as well. I think the timing is excellent for this kind of work. Our work group is going to be continuing to meet. We're, as a group, going to be having a data summit later this month on the 23rd at the Bloomington Airport. Since been advised we're not actually flying anywhere tropical. We're actually just going to be having the meeting in the airport. But again, what we hope for is a prototype for a secure, scalable data warehouse system capable of ingesting, storing, and analyzing millions of records across agencies and organizations. Certainly a big, audacious goal, certainly something that we have to think about in terms of scalability. But with any major system redesign effort like this, I think it's appropriate that we have these kinds of goals as we plan for the future. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Josh.